Hello and welcome to DomainsGenius. The interface here is pretty straightforward and intuitive, but I just want to go through everything so you can understand it completely. So over here in the top right corner, you'll see what your membership level is. If you click that, you can edit that and select if you want a different level. Level 1 would just be the basic package where you have full site information. Level 2 would be the full site information plus the ability to use auto bidding, and I'll get into that at the end of this video, which is a really cool feature. And then again, you save money for if you select quarterly and yearly. All right. Also over here we have the auto bid settings page, which I'll get into in a little bit, and an edit account where you can change your password and email address. All right. So here on the top left is where you would select the registrar. So this would include GoDaddy, Namejet, or SnapNames. We are currently only supporting GoDaddy just because it's the biggest one and it's the main one that everyone's using. We will later put in support for Namejet and SnapNames. So to start, you can go ahead and just click GoDaddy. Auction type, we have different ones available. As you know, GoDaddy has offering, public auctions, and then buy it now auctions. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to select public. And then if you want, you can select different topical categories. There are a few to choose from. I'll just select all to start. If you wanted to, you could put a keyword search in here. If you wanted to say you wanted to find domains that had a certain word in them, like fishing, and you are only interested in domains that have that word somewhere inside of the domain, so that's where you do that. All TLDs, this is where you can select if you want different extensions at the end, depending on if you only want to focus on .coms or .nets, so you can just start picking those. I just usually keep them on all and then filter from there. You can also do country-specific ones, and again, this is just all of them. All right, language. So we can also detect the language of the site. Again, this isn't always 100%, but it's pretty accurate. And you can go in and just pick individual ones if you want, or just leave it on the default of all. And you can exclude dashes if you're not into domains with dashes in them or numbers. I usually select Google Index just because I like to have a domain that's indexed already. And then as you get into these filters here, you can select if you want the domain age to be a minimum of 3 years old, 4 years, whatever you want it to be. And you can drag the mouse, or you can use the arrow keys. I'm using the arrow keys right now to make this a little easier. This comes into handy as we get into some of these other filters. So trust flow, I like to select at least 10. Use the arrow key to finish that up. Referring domains, I usually like to look at referring C class, so I'll go to a minimum of, see, this is where it starts to jump a lot. So you can kind of get somewhere close and then use the arrow keys to finish it up. So I'll say a minimum of 25 referring C class domains. Domain authority, let's do a minimum of 10. I won't worry about the rest of that, leave that. And let's say I want to look at all domains that are ending in the next 3 days. So between 0 and 3 days, because I'm ready to get them now. And I don't care about the length. The price, let's say I'm on a budget. And I'm not willing to spend any more than, let's say, $250 per domain. All right. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and click Go. And let that load up. And you can see based on these filters that I just entered, it populated the results here below. And you can see that this is the trust flow, citation flow, domain authority, page authority, etc., etc. This is a quick way to view the numbers. As you go through, you can see here that this is a GoDaddy auction. It is indexed in Google. And if you click any of these things, it'll open up a window and just show you that. So this quickly shows me that, yes, it is indexed. Okay, I can click the Wayback Machine archive and just quickly see what that website looked like if I need to look at the history of it. Then I can pull up an old record, make sure it wasn't, PBN in the past or a rehashed porn site or anything like that. You can also click on the Majestic icon or the Moz icon and go directly to it. But again, we have this data here anyway, but that's if you just want to dig a little bit deeper. We also list the topical category, reemphasize what the auction type is, when it's ending, the price, and then the age. Sometimes we either can't pull the age or our engine is still parsing, so you just have to give it a little more time. All right, and if you're interested in any domains, you can just go through and quickly just start hitting watch. Like, okay, I want to watch these real quick, or no, I didn't want that one. I can undo those two. And the cool thing is that it comes right here on your watch list, so you can view these later on whenever you see fit. All right, the My Domains tab. These would be auctions that you bid on. You either won or lost, and you can see here I won this one, I lost that one, I lost that one. I have bids placed for some of these, and obviously it didn't go through; it expired. So, and I'm going to show you that's all related to the auto bidding. Now let's go back to these domains. Let's go to my watch list. Let's say, okay, I really like this domain. This one's $25. This is interesting. I'm going to click auto bid. Now again, this is only if you have the auto bid level, which is a pretty cool feature, and you're going to see why. So tells me the price is currently $25, ending in 23 hours. Now, how much am I willing to pay for this? Before I'd have a VA go in and manually go in and bid based on my criteria. In this case, I'm going to say I'm willing to pay $50 for this domain. Okay, because there's going to be other people trying to bid probably at the end. Now, I can also select if I want to place my bid immediately, which is recommended, or I want to place my bid within 5 minutes of the auction ending. And the reason for that is because sometimes people see activity on an auction and their eyes aren't drawn to it until a lot of bidders come in. So this is kind of a sneaky way to get in and snipe a domain without anyone maybe noticing it. But we do recommend this first option because it guarantees your bid gets on there. You know, there's always unforeseen circumstances where the bid can't go through or there's a problem logging in. We haven't had that yet, but I'm just putting that there just so you know that there's a chance that you may not get your bid in time if you select the 5 minutes of the auction ending. We have a pretty high success rate. So far I haven't lost any doing this, at least in terms of getting my bid out there, but it's just there for you to know. All right, alternatively, and then you would save. So let's say I'm going to snipe this one within 5 minutes. I'm going to save it. All right. Now it's loading, and we will see if we win that one at a later time within 23 hours, apparently. All right. Now, let me also show you this little area here. This is another way to filter what you're actually looking at. So if I go to available domains, and I just want to quickly look at, I don't know, if I was looking at a whole bunch of domains and they had the same type of word in there and I just wanted to only show them, I could just type in some of the words here and it'll filter it out. I'm just kind of trying to target this first domain right here. Alright, so it pulled up just that first one. There's just a little filter there if you wanted to use it. Alright, I'm just going to clear that out. Okay, I almost forgot about this here. This is the column selector. So as you can see here, we have all these different columns, and it's represented right here as well. All of them are currently in play. Let's say I don't care about Majestic links. Let's get rid of that. All right, you saw it just disappeared. All right. Let's say I don't care about referring IPs because I'm only caring about referring C-class. I'll get rid of referring IPs. I don't care about the Moz rank. I don't care about. I care about the rest of this stuff pretty much. So it's really up to you what you want to see here and what you don't want to see. You can show it all or just select the important things. All right, now you can also save your filters. So let's say I'm happy with this kind of filter here. I would save it and then name it as something that I liked. And your saved filters will be listed in this area here. We have admin filters, which this one here is an admin filter, so you won't be able to delete this filter, but you will be able to load it. So if you wanted to load it, you would just click this arrow here and it would preload that filter. And you can create as many as you want for yourself and no one will be able to see them but you. And if you want to just clear all the results out, you go ahead and do that here and it'll clear everything out. You can start over. Now let's go look at the auto bidding page because this gets a little more in depth. Okay, so on this page, this is where you would link your account. So for me, I entered my GoDaddy auction or my GoDaddy account number here. Username will work as well, and then my password. And then I click verify, and if it verifies, it'll give you this green little check mark here to let you know it works. Snap names and namejet, don't even bother with because again, we don't support it yet. All right, now here is where you're going to see all of your saved search filters. So in order to do the auto bidding via this method, you're going to need to get your search filters set up. Or you'll see this one by default, the Good PBNs one, because this is a global admin filter that I created. So what you want to do, and if you click here, it'll just pull up another tab to show you exactly what these search filters are. All right, so again, this one's between 3 and 30 years, minimum 10 trust flow, minimum 10 domain authority, and a bunch of other stuff. All right, so what I'll do is I want to turn this on. I want to, do I want to do the domain sniping? You could turn that on as well if you want. And it just tells you, explains to you what that is. Now let's say I want to search for all domains matching this search criteria and bid up to a max of, all right, this is where you decide what that search criteria value is to you. So if you remember, and I'll click on this again. So minimum 10 trust flow, minimum 10 domain authority, the age, all this stuff here, right? So what is that worth to you? That's what you need to figure out for yourself. For me, I'm going to say that based on that criteria, I'm willing to pay up to $50 automatically. I don't even want to think about it. I just want the system to go in and start just buying domains if they meet this criteria and go for it. All right, so that means that if anything comes up within that criteria and it's less than $50, I'll bid on it. All right, now we also have some safeties in here because we don't want your account to go crazy and all of a sudden you realize you spent $1,000 in one day. So we have some safeties, okay? So the max number of domains to bid on should be, let's say, I don't want to bid on any more than 2 per week. And you can select month, day, week, whatever you want here, okay? But I'm just going to do 2 per week. That's the most I'm willing to bid on. I want you to stop auto bidding if we actually win one of these. Okay, so I only want 1 domain a week. We're going to try to bid on 2, and if we win that, great. But as soon as we win 1, we're going to stop. So stop auto bidding using this filter as after successfully winning 1 domain per, and I'm going to say week. Okay, again, you can change it to day, week, month, or don't stop. If you select don't stop, it'll just keep going indefinitely. All right, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to say I only want to do 1 per week. All right, now if this filter is automatically set to inactive based on the above criteria, then it should automatically reactivate after. And I can say that I want it to reactivate after, let's say, requires manual activation. Let's say I'm happy with, I won this 1 domain for the week and I want it to stop. It'll stop after this and I have to go back in here and I have to actually click that I want to restart the filter. Or let's say I don't care, I'm ready to go. If I buy 1 for the month, let's go ahead and start it back up. All right, so if I won this 1 domain for the week, we're going to stop and then wait for 1 month and then reactivate. So I'm going to save that. I'm not going to do it because I really don't feel like winning these auctions. I've won a bunch already that I'm just kind of sitting on during the testing of this tool. But it works very well. And when you win these auctions, you'll come back over here to your watch list, or excuse me, your domain list, the domain tab, and you'll see the auto bidding status. So you'll know if you won it already, if you lost it, if your bid was placed, so if it's pending already or what. And makes it super easy to go in and just set a bunch of filters. So if you're willing to pay more for a domain that has a trust flow of like, something like 25 plus, domain authority super high, it's a really good domain, you're willing to jack your budget up, and you don't really care. You're just going to be able to go in and start sniping these domains without actually having to even log in or touch anything. So that's the power of the auto bidding feature of DomainsGenius. If you don't want to do that, you can still do it all manually, and that's great. You still have that ability. So that's it for this video. Again, pretty straightforward, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.